Further debate, the Leader of the Green Party, the member from Guelph.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to contribute to the debate on Bill 87. I wish this bill fixed the hydro mess, as the title suggests, but it actually doubles down on the Liberals' unfair hydro plan, though I will admit that it does fix the worst of the accounting tricks that the previous government did use. But I don't see how this government can cut funding for flood prevention, children's services, education, and a whole bunch of other public services while continuing to borrow over $3 billion every year to subsidize electricity bills in a way that benefits the wealthiest consumers the most. The total cost of the previous government's unfair hydro plan will be between $40 and $90 billion, according to the Financial Accountability Officer, over the next 2 years. And I find this especially infuriating when the government voted down every amendment that the opposition put forward at committee to require a cost-benefit analysis when making regulatory decisions. Requiring a cost-benefit analysis just makes sense. That's the same mistake that the previous government made. So why did this government vote that down? That said, I'm going to do something that opposition parties don't often do. I'm going to compliment the government. I think they made a good move separating the governing process and the adjudicating process at the OEB. But then why did they create an energy czar by concentrating so much power in the hands of the CEO? George Vey, the former General Counsel of the Ontario Energy Board, has warned that Bill 87 gives the CEO unconstrained and I quote, unconstrained and incredible powers to unilaterally set rules that are binding on the entire sector. He warned that this could undermine the OEB's independence. The Toronto Region Board of Trade warned that the CEO has no, and I quote, explicit criteria or process to be followed when exercising rulemaking powers. My NDP colleagues tried at committee to fix this by putting forward reasonable amendments supported by a diverse group of stakeholders, from the Toronto Board of Trade to the Vulnerable Energy Consumers Association, the Association of Major Power Producers, to fix this, and they were voted down every time by the government. Mr. Speaker, it makes no sense to give one person so much power over Ontario's energy system, and that's why I'll be voting against Bill 87.
Question. And now we'll return to the member from Guelph for his summation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate that, and I appreciate all my colleagues for participating in the debate, and would like to thank the member from Niagara West for his congratulations, and I'd like to extend my congratulations to Paul Manley, who won the by-election in Nanaimo Lady Smith and will be the second elected Green MP in Canadian history. My colleague from Ottawa Centre talked about the importance of renewable energy and the fact that young people in particular all across the world, but especially here in Ontario, are marching for the urgent action on climate. And one of the mistakes the Liberals made, quite frankly, is they bought a bit of renewable energy when it was really expensive. And now that the price has dropped dramatically, this government's getting out of the game. And nobody who knows anything about investing would say buy high and sell low, but that's exactly what is happening right now. So thank you for reminding us of the importance to be looking at all sources of energy.
Order, please. Member from Markham Stouffville, come to order, please.
And so...
Sorry to interrupt. Stop the clock, if you would, please. The member from Markham Stouffville will come to order. The next time you will be warned, and the time after that you'll be gone for the day. Return to the member from Guelph.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Both the member from Carleton and London West talked about the importance of lowering electricity bills. I couldn't agree more, but the problem is all the independent experts who came to committee on Bill 87 said that this bill will do nothing to lower electricity prices. And so what I would ask the government to do is to act on something that the Green Party's been calling for years. The previous government refused to do it, and I'm hoping this government will, is to conduct an independent public review of the costs, present and future, of all sources of electricity generation in Ontario, so we could make an informed decision that's not based on ideology, but based on the evidence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.